built a narrative for you. Why not a single mention of Norman Finkelstein, yet Zohran Mamdani? Who should you contact first if you want support of good Jewish people around you? Zohran Mamdani. Who is the first person to contact? Do you know why he was calling you a communist? Because of support from Norman Finkelstein. He has been largely jobless since 2007. I'm sick of that, these top academics, they don't reach the level that they deserve. One main person involved in denying tenureship, in denying these main jobs to him. Do you know who that person was? The name of that person was Alan Dershowitz. This one person called Alan Dershowitz, who the hell is he to deny Norman Finkelstein full tenureship? He is nobody. And these New Yorkers, Americans, nobody's talking about this thing. I'll talk about it. Get Norman Finkelstein to the top ranks. So Zohran Mamdani has just assumed office in New York City as mayor. Congratulations to him after confronting all the billionaires and also the Israelis, the lobbyists. He has assumed office, so it's a great news. But there is one thing that has been bugging me for quite some time about Zohran Mamdani, which is that not a single mention of Norman Finkelstein yet. How can you not mention this person yet when this was the person who elevated the narrative for you? He was the best academic who was supporting you in New York. Over 500,000 views on Middle East Eye in support of you and other platforms as well. So India and Global Left, Bad Faith, he was the one who mentioned you vociferously and built a narrative for you. Why not a single mention of Norman Finkelstein, yet Zohran Mamdani? It is your responsibility to get this person in the high ranks. It's high time that we also start talking about this. He is the person who deserves the highest roles now. After you are in office now, give him a big role, give him the highest roles, highest academic roles, like make him like a chief advisor in New York or something, make him an in charge of a university, or at least some endured chairship, a full tenure track. People have to understand this. Even if somebody like Donald Trump, even if hypothetically speaking, Norman Finkelstein starts praising President Donald Trump for something, Donald Trump will start mentioning him. That's the level of this person. And Zohran Mamdani, you have still not mentioned this person. I haven't heard you mentioning this person anywhere. Why? I'll keep asking this question, and it's unbelievable. Nobody has asked this question. Nobody is even mentioning that why Zohran Mamdani has not mentioned Norman Finkelstein yet. Norman Finkelstein, once mentioned on a channel that, hey, Mamdani, gather support from good Jewish people around you. When he was mentioning about the NYPD, has gathered support of good Jewish New Yorkers around you. Who should you contact first if you want support of good Jewish people around you? Zohran Mamdani. Who is the first person to contact? He will not mention these things directly to you, but you have to understand this. Remember Donald Trump mentioning a lot of times that Zohran Mamdani is a communist. Zohran Mamdani is a communist. He is a communist. And Zohran Mamdani was like, no, I'm a social democrat. Do you know why he was calling you a communist? Because of support from Norman Finkelstein. Norman Finkelstein calls himself a communist. People will not understand these things. You will not understand these things. These things are just left out in the open for people to understand, these subliminal messages. We hear those subliminal messages when Norman Finkelstein says, gather support from good Jewish New Yorkers around you. It means contact him first. Zohran Mamdani, I'm sick of that, these top academics, they don't reach the level that they deserve. And by the way, I'm really disappointed by Americans and the New Yorkers on this case of Norman Finkelstein. He has been mentioning throughout that he hasn't received he has been largely jobless since 2007. He was denied tenureship at a university, at DePaul University in 2007, and since then not given full tenureship. Mainly he has been jobless since 2007, and I see all these comments of Americans on his videos of Palestine. Great job, professor, good job, you are doing terrific work for Palestine. Okay, that's good. What about getting him into the higher ranks? What about getting him into the top ranks? How many times have you talked about this? How many times have New Yorker talked about this? I don't think anybody is talking about this. Of Zohran Mamdani to give high ranks to Norman Finkelstein. Give high ranks to Norman Finkelstein. Nobody is talking about it. Where is Middle East Eye talking about it? Where is Jadaliya, Muin Rabbani talking about it? Where is India and Global Left talking about it? Where is Bad Faith, Brianna Gray talking about it? Where is Candace Owens? Nobody is talking about it. And he appeared on all of these platforms. Why not talking about this? Why you people are not talking about this? He's like the topmost academic in New York. I'll tell you one thing. And by the way, there was just one person, I think one main person involved in denying tenureship, in denying these main jobs to him. Do you know who that person was? The name of that person was Alan Dershowitz. So he appeared in all those platforms. Nobody is mentioning, but by the way, he appeared here as well. So I'll mention it. Get Norman Finkelstein at the higher ranks. Zohran Mamdani, give him a good financial post, give him a good high ranked post, make him an in charge of a university, make him like a chief advisor, at least give him full tenureship. So, I mean, doesn't it bother you, the New Yorkers, the Americans, that a person sitting 1,000 miles away, he has to mention it, but you people are not mentioning it. You people are not taking ownership of this great academic to the level he deserves. Why? Doesn't it bother you that just one person, Alan Dershowitz, ran a campaign against him to deny, and you cannot do anything about this just one person? This one person called Alan Dershowitz? Who the hell is he to deny Norman Finkelstein full tenureship? He is nobody against Norman Finkelstein. He is not even at the level of his feet. And these New Yorkers, Americans, nobody is talking about this thing. I'll talk about it. Get Norman Finkelstein to the top ranks. Get Norman Finkelstein to the highest ranks in New York. He's the best academic. I'm sick of the best academics not getting recognized to the level that they deserve. If this case of Norman Finkelstein fails, I'll be at it talking vociferously against Zohran Mamdani to get him on the higher ranks, and I urge others to do that, and I urge others to share it with that. Assalamu alaikum.